and welcome back to ABC Summit YouTube channel. We're here to bring you news on all things blockchain and crypto. Now joining me, I'm so excited to welcome an industry friend, someone that people know from the European networking circuit as the Bitcoin guy. I've got Eric Benz, CEO of Changelly. So Eric, thank you so much for joining me on the line today. Great to catch up as always. How are you?
Very well, thanks. It's great to be here and nice to obviously be talking about crypto as always.
Exactly, and it's something that kind of always stood out for me, and every single time I see Bitcoin reach a new all-time high, I always think back to Eric, to you, and something that you're legendary known for in the cryptocurrency event and gaming event circuit as someone that was very early on in the industry and someone that would actually introduce Bitcoin to newbies, people that weren't familiar many moons ago, and tell our viewers what you used to do to introduce them to this magical world of crypto.
Well, number one, to those people I introduced and sent Bitcoin to years and years ago, you're welcome. But in terms of how it all began or what have you, I've always been a fan of technology and being able to provide innovative services to consumers to make what they do better on the day to day. And Bitcoin just came to me as a sign that we needed to do things better. And at the time, I think 8 years ago now, it wasn't so obvious, it wasn't so prominent, it wasn't so mature, and it was just like cowboy and Indian territory. And so obviously with an industry like gaming and online casino, that's already a risky industry itself. And then when you merge a new innovative technology such as crypto and blockchain into that mix, it became like a bit of a complicated mess in the sense that the risk element of that became too much for some people to handle. But I kept at it and really became a very prominent speaker along with a fellow colleague and friend of mine, John Matonis. We started conference hopping through all the gaming and casino events along with Brock Pierce. And I think I remember back to 2012 now, or 2013, sorry, Las Vegas. I was on a panel with Brock Pierce, Bobby Cho from Cumberland, previously Cumberland, and Andreas Antonopoulos and myself. And, online gaming and gamification, this has been the industries that have really allowed technology to accelerate. It is what has provided people the mobile payments and banking services that we rely on and that we really leverage today in our day-to-day lives. And the industries of gaming and casino, they always look to technology to further advance what they do as a business because this is such a big industry. And that's why we were targeting gaming and online casinos early on. And lo and behold, some of the largest sports betting, casino betting sites are crypto only, and this will only get bigger. And it's exciting to continue to push and innovate and be a part of some of the most incredible projects and businesses in this ecosystem. So yeah, those early friends and people who gave me the time of day are probably thanking me virtually at the moment, and I'll probably get some text later about that as well.
I'm sure you would. You deserve it, absolutely. And this is why I wanted to speak with you, Eric, because you are such a visionary, and because you've watched this industry grow to what it is today. I think it's really important to look at even news that we're getting out in 2020 when we saw Tesla announce just last week and the week prior their massive investments into Bitcoin. And we actually had the news that Mastercard is planning on giving merchants the option to receive payments in crypto. And the spokesperson said that they're here to not necessarily advertise crypto, but more enable businesses to move into digital value. So as you mentioned there, casinos was a great segue for Bitcoin payments. What does it mean with the likes of MasterCard really getting involved here?
Well, I think MasterCard, Visa, banks, everybody sees the power of the blockchain. Everybody sees how innovative this technology is and how it can be implemented in many different areas of business activities. That value add, that asset class of Bitcoin is exciting in the sense that this is the first, this is the biggest, this is the, when you're walking through a forest and you see many trees, this is the tallest tree, right? This is the tree that all the other little trees feed off of. And moving forward, Bitcoin will become the world reserve currency. It will be something that is very sought after. It will become harder to acquire, and many companies such as Tesla and potentially Apple soon and various others are seeing the value that Bitcoin can bring. And Bitcoin is not about formalities. Bitcoin is not about processes. Bitcoin is not about barriers. Bitcoin is borderless. Bitcoin is free, and Bitcoin is something that allows any one person or any one business to be able to send value from point A to point B without that counterparty friction in the middle. And whilst Mastercard is a central authority, they do see that giving Bitcoin or sending Bitcoin is obviously going to be much easier than settling fiat, and supporting this whole fiat value chain is expensive. The infrastructure and technology that we've designed from going back to even before I was born, 60s and 70s, this regulation and this technology was designed for everything but digital payments. And so what's happened over the years is you've had layers and layers and layers of nonsense and friction and cost added on to that core system, which is antiquated now. And the cracks are exposing themselves more than ever. And the cost to maintain this network is too expensive. So the likes of Tesla, the likes of Mastercard, the likes of whoever else are seeing that, we can strip away all this nonsense, all this friction, and all this antiquated technology and leverage and use digital currencies, whether it be Bitcoin or Tesla coin or Apple coin or whatever coin it might be. The technology, the underlying utility of blockchain will obviously empower and free the likes of mobile payments, the likes of global banking, the likes of financial services to the masses.
And I completely agree with you as well, this acceleration into a frictionless payment world, because the last time we actually met physically in person was an event in February 2020, before this madness and what anyone could expect the next 12 months and more to hold. And that has caused an acceleration in frictionless and also decentralization and more seamless processes with less people involved. So it's great for the industry. And you mentioned Apple a little bit there, and I think what was really interesting is a lot of people are anticipating maybe Bitcoin's price move once we see Apple getting involved, but something actually which is kind of flipping it on its head and just shows the magnitude of the crypto market at the moment is one analyst at RBC actually predicted that Apple's stock would increase around 25% if it jumped into the cryptocurrency market and if they onboarded crypto services onto the wallet. So for you, Eric, someone that's watched this industry grow, it must be quite monumental to notice that we're seeing the likes of Fortune 500 companies like Apple really change their stock price by getting involved in Bitcoin. What does that kind of signify when it comes to the maturity of this industry?
Well, Apple hasn't decided to do anything yet, but the signs are very clear that they probably will. It's a matter of time. But if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin retrospectively, so if you take yourself out of the whole blockchain for a moment and you're looking on the, from the top down, Bitcoin's market cap, the size of Bitcoin, is actually a quarter the size of Apple's entire market cap. So it's still very minute and small in the grand scheme of things. Apple deciding to go into Bitcoin, maybe it's a bit of noise, maybe it's actually because they want to integrate blockchain and cryptocurrencies within their entire ecosystem, which I don't blame them. I do the same. But at the same time, it is a significant moment to have, potential Fortune 500s like the Apples, like the Teslas, etc., doing these things. So let's.
And now, finally, Eric, 2021 has been off to such a cracking start. I would love to hear how performance has been for Changelly and how you've kind of witnessed the first few months of the year.
Yeah, I mean, this whole movement, this growth cycle that a lot of businesses are experiencing in the crypto industry right now has been so exciting and so empowering for us who have been involved for so long to get that validation start onboarding more users and being able to, launch better services. In addition to Changelly, I also helped start another exchange with Roger Ver, and it's exchange.bitcoin.com, to obviously provide that ecosystem with their own exchange services, which has been very, very exciting and rewarding also. And in addition to that, obviously looking at other investment opportunities and advisory things. And I've always loved working with young, hungry, determined entrepreneurs similar to myself. And I see a lot of these young kids now who remind me a lot of what I was, when I was like eight years ago now. And, I still love that. I love educating and I love working with young companies, and I'll never stop doing that. No matter what happens, in terms of Bitcoin or in terms of crypto, technology is our path to global financial freedom. And we need to continue to innovate, and we need to continue to implement those technological innovations to make our world a better place. And at the end of the day, like we see right now, it's not the people that are the problem. People are amazing. It's the system, and the system is broken, and we see that. I mean, we don't see it as much in the West, in the world that we are used to living in. We wake up, our phones are charged, and we're looking at all the emails coming through, and listening to music, and we look at our cards and cash, and we accept 3% because it makes things convenient. But most people in this world don't have that. And, the only way that they're going to get access to this new financial, decentralized ecosystem is with blockchain and digital assets and cryptocurrencies and businesses that continue to strive to provide innovative solutions to improve their lives and improve the world. So, it's an exciting space to be in, and I'm very, very happy with the way things are moving, and I continue to be very surprised and amazed with all the different people launching all the different types of businesses in this space.
Fantastic, and I'm sure you're an inspiration to a lot of them as well. It was a really insightful note to end the interview on. Thank you so much for your insights once again, Eric. Always a pleasure to catch up, and hopefully next time we'll get to have this communication at an event in person. But in the meantime, take care. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's all from myself and Eric. We'd love to hear how you found this interview, what you're looking ahead for the rest of this year, and what kind of things are taking you the most by surprise. Let us know in the comments below.